Hello everyone. Well, as you can see, my Mr. Otis came to visit me while I was shooting my video, and my sound did not work. My microphone broke, and I did this whole show with no sound and had no idea. So I had to go back and redo it again. And by this time, my Mr. Otis was in bed. It was late, but he said hi. Hello YouTubers, welcome to my channel. I hope you are doing well today. Welcome to my channel. We have got some disturbing issues going on here. What is going on with Meghan Markle? The girl is just gone crazy, buck wild in Hollywood. She seriously is in a position right now that I think she's just trying to break free from looking like she was ever a part of the royal family and trying to make up a new royal family here in America. So she really got out there and really tried to make herself be completely distant from the royal family. So from what I saw from the interview with Ellen, Meghan seriously looked like she was drunk on celebrity. The girl was beside herself, giddy that she would have done anything. She would have done anything just because she wanted to prank people. And I just didn't understand it. I just could not understand why you would want to put yourself in that position. You did not come off very well. It was embarrassing. It was cringy. And just the way she got into it, she was like all in. Like she was all in going for those pranks. I didn't think it was becoming at all. And at this point, I think the royal family really has to do something at this point. I don't understand why she thinks this was okay. It's almost like she wants her celebrity so bad that it didn't matter how she got here. It didn't matter if she was a successful actress. It didn't matter if she had to marry a prince and, you know, betray him and his family to get her back over here to America to perpetrate being like a princess so she could have a celebrity title to go on shows like Ellen and to make phone calls to senators, talk to Oprah. It's like it's giving her this access that she has craved her whole life. And now she's just doing it with no real purpose. It's like she's branding things. She's branding her idea of being this person that is out just talking about, oh, okay, I wrote a book for kids and I'm trying to help out with this parental leave act and yes, lies. We got lies on the internet. We need to address the lies on the internet. Yes, people are mean. You know, so she was going up with these vendors, talking to them, you know, really doing whatever Ellen wanted her to do, because Ellen was talking to her in this earpiece and she was basically mimicking everything that Ellen told her to do, like sucking on the baby bottle and singing this song, kitten song, and meditating with a rock on her head and doing a little jig, and then, you know, taking a dump in the middle of the street when she told her to go bend down and touch your elbow, touch your head. You know, it's just, this woman, she's trying to create a new image for herself. She's trying to make herself seem more gullible and likable, and like I'm like you, you know, I came up poor and now I'm a duchess, but I can still have fun with Ellen. I can do all these great things because I'm drunk on publicity. I'm drunk on the idea that I need to be in the spotlight. And I'll just make up stuff that I'm going to do. Or I'm just going to make it up. Yeah, okay, parental act. Okay, let me call some Congress people. You know, I'll write a book. Yeah, I'll write a book and say that my son and my husband, their relationship inspired the book. Yeah, that's a good one, isn't it? That's a good one. It's like she's just making up stuff off the cuff. And it don't have no synergy. It don't make sense. And there's no connection. But America, I think the people in America more specifically are being conned, because they see it, Meghan, and they hear her have this title, Duchess, and they just like all in, like, oh, isn't that so nice? She's a Duchess. It's the Duchess. I just watching the Duchess. Yeah, the Duchess. Oh, yeah, that's the Duchess. What the Duchess doing today, honey? What's the Duchess doing today? Oh, look at her. She over there on that Ellen show. The Duchess. Yeah. All the while, not understanding fully what's going on over in the UK. So this is why I think having these global experiences, really understanding other countries is so important for Americans. Because we get so one-track fixed on what we're doing in America. We're not really looking at what is happening in other countries. In this situation right here, there is literally, as we speak right now, great deception and fraud happening in the UK. But this Duchess is over here in America like nothing has happened. Like she's just going, although this was recorded before the court thing came out. But still, she is here in the States, lollyfooting around, going on shows while everything is crumbling to pieces over in the UK when it comes to Meghan and her husband and what they've done in this lawsuit. And we all know the ins and outs of the lawsuit, that she's got this case against the Associated News about privacy and her data and copyright, and it's being a challenge now in the appeals court, and there's getting ready to be a decision made whether or not this is actually going to go to trial. And I really do feel that it is going to go to trial. It has to. But to Meghan's advantage, I think because she is a part of the royal family, she is given certain protections that may prevent this from going to trial. I don't know fully, but I feel like it has to go to trial. We caught her completely lying to the courts. And even in that apology to the court, she was lying. Because she said she forgot. But there's a whole bunch of other, meetings that you had that you can't keep saying you forgot. So she had this surprise appearance on Ellen. She stepped out into the studio to pull a prank on a trio of vendors, which saw her forced to do and say whatever the talk show host had told her to do. To kick it off a bit, a gleeful Ellen had asked Meghan to touch her elbow and nose and then do a squat to confirm that she could hear all the talk show host's instructions, while one series of producers approached the vendors to inform them that the Duchess wished to browse their stalls. So the assistant came up and she was like, well, just treat her like she's, everyday person. She's a Duchess. Like, they kept saying Duchess. Like, you know what? It was nauseating. And I think it was really appalling that they made fun of these vendors, essentially. Not directly, but they were exploiting these vendors, and they're out there serious to make money, to make a living. Now, once did they purchase anything? Now, once did they give a shout out about what their products were that they were selling? They did invite them to the show, but there was no shout out that I saw that they were, giving back to these vendors who were essentially the butt of their jokes. Because they were like looking at them like, what's wrong with you, when Meghan was doing all these silly things. I think that was not okay to do. Personally, I think it was not okay unless you really compensated them for that. But it didn't look like they got any compensation. And then the other thing that I found interesting was that they were really trying to show that Meghan had this connection to being black. So if you saw that they had brought a young lady down who has this charity where she braids kids' hair for free as a charity for her nonprofit, and she does all these other wonderful things for these kids. And so Ellen had given the lady $20,000, and then Meghan, of course, had to match that $20,000. They talked about, braiding hair, and Meghan at one point referenced that she had always wanted hair like Andie MacDowell, and then made a reference that, well, I couldn't really have hair like her because I have ethnic hair. And I believe that they really brought this lady on for the charity giving ceremony because Meghan wanted to attach herself to the black woman's charity so that she could identify with this black woman as having hair very similar to that of which this black woman does for these kids in this charity. Like, always making it back about Meghan. It never could really just be about the charity. It could never be just this goodwill. But there had to be a reason that connected this charity to my own personal interest. How they're using these people, these vulnerable people. So we also saw how when they went to this refugee camp and these Afghan refugees down there talking to these Afghans, trying to show hospitality to them, And yet and still has not spoken to her own father, still has yet to show hospitality or even common decency to your own family. But see, Americans are not seeing it, and the news media, like I've always said, are not picking up on it. They are starting to, but is it going to catch? Is it going to be something where we hear it on 60 Minutes? It's a part of the morning talk shows where they're talking about it, where people are calling in. Is it going to be a part of exposés by the reporters on these local news channels? Is it going to be a couple of, highlights here and there for the sake of reporting on it? Or is it really going to be something that's going to stand out as really newsworthy? Because we are seeing right now pure deception happening. Pure deception. We are seeing the scheming and the conniving of this woman who has always wanted to be a celebrity, who has always wanted to have some kind of limelight. And she's using this position that she has been given by her husband and the royal family to go out into the world and to just use the world, or essentially use the American people as her pawns in her game to get the things that she wants. And I'm at this point, I mean, it is really egregious. The queen has to do something. She has to do something. Okay. So she approached these vendors and she was doing all of these silly little fun things, trying to make herself appear like she's likable. Or I'm like you, and I can be silly, and I can have fun, and I can, follow along with these different pranks, and I can be made someone to do silly things. It's really quite serious. Because as we speak right now, this woman is taking the title that she has, and the monarchy that has bestowed this upon her husband through her, which now she has this title. She is making a mockery of it. She is making fun of it. She is using her title to just stomp on it. And I looked like she was literally taking a dump on her title when she was doing that squat to me. It was like you couldn't close your legs when you did that. You couldn't try to like squat a little bit more appropriately. And did it have to be a squat in a dress? Like, it just looked all wrong to me. It's like, why would you do that? Why would you even put yourself in a situation where you could have Ellen tell you what to do? Anything. Lord knows what the woman would have told you to do, and you would have had to do it, because you got to save face. You got to get out there and do what she tells you to do. And she was just going to do it. She was going to go all out doing it. It was so embarrassing and sad. And the queen, I mean, I don't know, is the queen scared that she's going to get backlash because people might consider her not nice for taking the title away? At some point, you got to not care. You got to not care what people think. And you have just got to get down to business and take care of business. Because this woman really is, she is spitting on this title and doing whatever she wants with it. I just feel like it was inappropriate. It was so beneath you to do something like this, especially considering you're supposed to be somebody of royalty. Like, you've married into royalty. You don't behave like this. You don't become the butt of jokes. You don't allow someone to prank you around like a puppet. You're above that. You don't do that kind of a thing. So you can really tell that she's really taking a crack at the royal family by doing what she did. I was just looking at that and I could not believe it. I literally thought it was of her a body, and they had put her head on that body. I did not think it was actually Meghan doing those things. And then I kept looking. I was like, no, that's her. Yeah, that's her. It's just unreal. Unreal. So, she's really out there trying to make herself seem like she's likable. Like, I'm likable. I can be silly and goofy. And I can go all out and do these things, but there's certain things that she didn't want to do when she was in the royal family. Oh, she didn't want to do those things, but she can go out here in front of the cameras and act like a complete nitwit for the sake of getting a laugh, but not really doing what she had to do when she was a part of the royal family, considering she had married into that royal family. We all know the story. This woman is really trying to make herself branded in America, and I hope Americans wake up to this. I hope Americans can see that as we speak, there is so much controversy going on in the States, in the United Kingdom, that Meghan has created with her lawsuit. And I also think that it's not okay that William and Kate were out on their date. I had spoken about this in one of my other videos. Meghan, I think, wanted this to come out when they were going to have their outing, because she wanted to upstage them. And there's these little things like this that are showing how Meghan is manipulating and conniving things. And most Americans, the majority of them, are not going to pick up on it. They're not going to see it for what it is. It's really at a point where it's just not okay anymore. It really is just not okay. Because she's making it seem like she's for the people. She's trying to do things to help people. But we know deep down and underneath all of that, it is to market and brand herself to make millions and millions of dollars. But she doesn't feel it's right to contact her father. She doesn't feel it's right to contact her half-sister Samantha, who is suffering from MS right now. But she wants to distance herself from her own family, but she wants to help out other people's families. There is a contradiction there that stinks. And the people that are not paying attention to who Meghan Markle really is, but are falling for her lies and her deception, are really being taken, because this woman is nasty. This woman is doing things on a level that only a sick, cruel, mean person would do these kinds of things. If we continue on this route, Meghan is going to find herself hitting a wall. But it's only going to happen when those who have voices speak up.